Hey guys, so it's been a while since my last update, and I took a couple of months off just to really figure out how I was going to solve for this elephant in the room. Now, I know I talked about making a cowl, which I did. I made a cowl for the top, but I couldn't figure out exactly how to make it slide open, like in the film, the rail system. So I've spent a long time researching different drawer slide mechanisms, different like guardrails, drawer rails, and well, I found some really good ones. I think they're called micro rails or I don't know, miniature rails. They just were too thick, and I have a really tight tolerance from the cowl to the lip of the shell of the car, and it just wouldn't work. And I really didn't know what to do. I got to the point where I was just gonna give up and glue it to the car, which would have been fine. Like I really don't need it to open back and forth. I can take the shell off and just work on the chassis alone. But my goal was to have it slide open so I can disconnect batteries, turn it on and off, do some micro switches in there for different effects. So months passed by, and then one day I realized, wait,
I just had a eureka moment.
if I had 3D printed the cowl, couldn't I just 3D print my own rails? So it was honestly a eureka moment. And yes, exactly what I did. So thanks to the magic of Shaper 3D and the Bamboo P1PS, yeah, overnight I had a brand new system which gave me this. Ta-da! Ta-da! You can see here, just really, it's so rudimentary simple. And I'm almost upset it took me this long, but that's just the way ideas they come to you. Really simple design, 2 prongs at each end. They go onto a custom little frame-mounted rail. Again, it's just literally a straight line with some lips to protect it that guide it back and forth, and will pivot at the end and just tilt forward or tilt up. Just like the film does. It's not exactly like the movie Batmobile, but it's exactly what I had in mind, and I'm so glad I committed to this.
That boy is good.
Because now I can easily just do this. Holy cow, Batman. Here it is, installed. Now, this is temporary paint, just to see what it looked like in a nice even color. The rear cowl, unfortunately, was printed in PLA, and I've done so much customizing work to it, where I've joined 2 pieces, bonded over it, custom sanded it down to get this nice slope, which wasn't in the model. And if this, for some reason, melts in the heat, or something happens to it, I'll re-sculpt it again. But for now, I'm happy with it. It's perfect, literally a perfect fit. It's just joints to the shell with 1 screw, lift it up, that's it. But the cowl itself is cool. Again, the plan was to join these together with Velcro or glue, pop it on and off with Velcro, get into it. It would have been fine, but mechanically it wouldn't have been satisfying. So yeah, now with the rail system, just simply slide back and forth. And that's as far as it goes for now. I can adjust it to make it go further, but I'm more than happy with this. I can turn it on and off, right? All my wires are there, batteries are there. Worst comes to worst, if I need more space, just lift this open, get really in there, so it feels like I'm working on a car. But yeah, there's still a noticeable 1/4 inch gap, I think, here. It's fine. It's not going to be like that forever. Once the car's painted, I'll probably put some leather stripping on there, so maybe foam stripping. And worst comes to worst, I can 3D print a micro little cover to cover it up. It's totally fine. I'm happy with it. I'm just glad the hard part is done, and it's all perfectly close together. It's nice and even. You'll notice the glass is missing, which I have over there. I have to tint that and then figure out how I want to permanently or semi-permanently attach it to the cowl. But for now, I'm really satisfied, and I figured that I have months and months of thinking and a long Amazon wish list of random parts. So glad I didn't buy that stuff. But yeah, when in doubt, 3D print it out.
Clever girl.
So next we're going to go on to the electronics. I'll show you what I did. This car as is right now is 80 to 85% done. There's a lot more stuff left to do it, and let's get into it. A lot of work has been done on the electronics, and you can see here and here. But let's talk about the special effects. So the Batmobile has this jet engine in it, and part of the rear is the exhaust, like jet afterburner. I don't know the name of it, doesn't matter. But in my last build, the 1/10th version, I actually designed this really cool smoke effect using a really cheap and simple method of using water atomizers. You know, those like misting machines you could buy at theme parks, or like vaporizer machines. Really, really cool, really, really cheap parts. I think that cost me like $7 for a pack of 3. So with my existing build, I'm going to upscale it for this. But like always, there's a few challenges. I'm still figuring it out right now as I'm speaking. But the plan is this. Wire 3 of these to come through the battery compartment that's somewhat close to the rear and funnel the mist, the water mist, straight through the exhaust. So once everything is lit up, we should see a nice pillar of smoke coming out that I can turn on and off. And these things don't take a long time to activate. They're like within seconds. Probably maybe a second at most. And you just fill it a sponge with water, put it near the sponge, boom. So with 3 of them, I'll get a nice pillar of smoke that just shoots red and yellow from the exhaust. Worst case scenario, as I'm looking at it now, that battery compartment isn't as close as I thought it was. I was hoping to be like right by the center of the hole. It's not. I didn't account for the motor being the middleman of this, but it's fine. I have a nice about 1.5-inch gap where this plastic exhaust used to be. And again, I'm just ideating as I'm talking to the camera. I'm probably going to end up printing a 3D housing with a big dense sponge built into that cage where these can sit inside and run the power to the actual cage. That way things are, not water damaged. There's no mist going to the electronics. And yeah, I think that's going to end up working pretty well. So picture it. Smoke coming out, cars on. That's the plan. Let's figure it out. Let's figure it out. Okay guys, quick check-in time now. This thing is 90% done. I've gone back and changed a few things. I'm talking new headlight designs. They're a little more sharper, a little more thinner, and everything is glued on permanently. I am attaching all the hardware, all the lights, tail lights, exhaust. Everything is mounted with a nut and a wing nut screw, so I can quickly take it off when this thing goes to paint. So there's that. And I did finish the smoke effect. What I built didn't work. I mean, it worked, but it was underpowered and it really looked cool for a small car. For something this size, it was just underwhelming. So I've saved it. It's there somewhere. But I found someone on eBay. I'll put the link in the description that makes RC, specific RC smoke generators for like trains, trucks, cars. And they're responsive to the acceleration of the RC. So the faster it goes, the more smoke comes out of it. And they fit perfectly with what I designed. It's just literally plug and play. I pour in some fog liquid, I guess is what it's called. Rev it up. Boom. So I'll play a clip of that showing it. But like all things when you're designing stuff, I realized that I may have used too big of an LED source for the afterburners. As you can probably tell, you can barely see it in here. And when it lights up, all that sweet light is being hidden by the convex of this curve. So it's cool if you're close, but from far away, it's hard to tell. And the smoke isn't really lit up, it's just white smoke. Ideally, I want the light to just really light up that smoke as it's coming out. So, thanks to our friends at AliExpress, really quick shipping by the way, it took like 5 business days. I got some new ring lights, different diameters. I think this is 30, this is 50. What I have on there now is 80. It's too big. I didn't know at the time. Again, just part of the design process. It's how you learn. And we're going to go ahead and install that now. And that should take care of this. I'll put up a video of this install with the smoke going off it so we can enjoy it together. But that's that. What I realized as I was building this thing is I'm essentially making a giant Kenner Batmobile from the 90s. One of those cool Batmobile toys where you put the Batman inside. I had like one seat. So I figured, wouldn't it be cool if I had my own Batman to go with the car? I can like pose outside to scale, can fit inside, and through some trial and error, I did manage to find the exact seat model, Recaro seats, car racing, and I'll put the description for the car. Scaled them, it fit perfectly in the car. There's like a space for both seats to go perfectly, but the scale figure that would go on there would be a 12-inch figure. Also, another model I found, I'll put the link up there in the description, of a 90s Kenner Batman Returns figure. This thing is perfect. Again, this is just PLA, just a prototype. Totally articulating. You can sit down if you want to. So it's really easy to post him in the car. And he fits perfectly in the seat. Like, dude, check that out. Perfect. And in the car, it looks good. It's just not to scale. And you'll see what I mean. Like, if I stand to the car, like, this thing must be massive in real life. So it took some trial and error, and the main goal for this design was that it has to be able to sit 90 degrees. The canopy has to close, both canopies, and it just has to fit. You have to be able to take it out, put it in, fold it, do it, just as any kid would have in the 90s with the Kenner toys. And it was hard to figure out the scale until I measured things to my liking. I got the right scale, and here he is. Check out this big chunky boy. So he's just under 18 inches. And, you know, legs fold up perfectly as is. Now, the only caveat that I had to sacrifice to make this work is that, fortunately, this seat won't fit with him in the car to make it seem as he's sitting in the action car. I can get away with a 12-inch figure, but it's not to scale. So with this, I just kept the top portion, and I'll show you on screen now. Cut the top portion, sliced a bit of the bottom, glued it to where it needs to go, and this guy sits in the actual bottom lip of the car, where the batteries are, where the RC components are. So from looking at him outside in, it looks like he's driving the car. He's perfectly scaled. You see his arms, his torso, his head, canopy closes over on him. Everything works perfectly. And yeah, I'm really happy with the way it turned out. This is meant to be like a playable thing. You can show it to somebody, you can grab the figure, you can put it back in, and then drive it off. So yeah, that's been a really hard project. One of the most fun and mind-boggling design projects I've taken on. A lot of measuring. I'm not good at measuring, but it's been a lot of measuring, a lot of guesswork, a lot of fine-tuning, and I'm really, really happy with the way things came out. Probably one of the hardest things was figuring out the engine simulator. I had to buy a 2002 laptop that ran like Windows XP to run this outdated software. But after some very long hours, I was able to figure out the RC aux situation. So now, this thing can play the Batman theme song whenever I want when it drives. Really loud. And this is really, really cool. So, yeah, check this out. But yeah, 90% done. Got a few more things to do, which I'll record now. And hopefully that's it. All that's left would be a paint job, which I'll probably do later on. But yeah, hopefully in the future, if Michael Keaton ever comes to town, I can drive this thing to the show, get it signed. One of the things I want to take on in the future, I might have to 3D scan this entire car closed up, design like the armored canopy for it, like a shell that I can mount to a piece of wood on the bottom and take it as a travel case. That would be really cool. Not sure how I'm going to do that or when I'm going to do that, but yeah, that'll be for our next video in the future. But for now, let's get to work on the rest of this and get to work. Alright guys, it's done. Here it is. My 1989 Batman Returns, Michael Keaton Batmobile. It's crazy that I took it from this to this. Like, I literally took the Kenner toy, upscaled it, and now I have my very own giant-sized Batmobile. I know a couple of things. The rear exhaust effect isn't what I want it to be. I have to, that's next year's problem. I can either make it shoot fire, I don't know yet, but again, something to work on for the future. Something like this is never really fully done until I get it autographed. So I have hopefully some time till then. And the cool thing is, everything is self-contained. When I'm done with my Batman transmitter, I can just put it in the rear canopy, fits perfectly. And this thing is just fast. Before I even recorded this video, I accidentally hit the trigger, and this thing took off my table, and I had to catch it midair, and it's heavy. So another thing I want to work on is a way to properly display it. Maybe hang it on the wall vertically. I don't know. Ideally, I'd like a carry case, and that's going to require me to buy a 3D scanner, make a 3D mold of this, and then sculpt around it like the armored case. That'd be cool. Again, next year's problem. But for now, I'm happy. Leave me in the comments what you think. I know it's not comic book or movie accurate.
Boo this man!
I'm happy with it. But anything else I should make it do? Should I work on the inside a bit more? I'd love to add more sound effects to it. It'd be cool to have the Joker laughing in the background, or something else in dialogue. But yeah, I'm totally happy with this. Here's one last look of the Batman transmitter. This thing kicks ass. This Flyski mobile remote, highly recommend it. Till next time, guys, thank you so much. And a little spoiler for my next build. First project for 2025 is customizing this bad boy. NECA's Frankenstein Monsterizer.
It's alive!
Happy New Year's, guys. Thanks so much for watching along. Till then, take care. Bye.